Please be seated. As president, I am pleased to welcome you on behalf of the faculty, staff, and governing boards of Weber State University to the university's 146th commencement. The prelude and processional music were performed by the Weber State University Wind Ensemble, conducted by Dr. Shannon Roberts. Seated on the platform are members of the Board of Trustees, Alan Hall, Luinda Downs, Karen Fairbanks, Heather Hales, Nolan Karras, Cash Knight, Jeff Stevens, and Kevin Sullivan. Teresa Tyre, member of the Utah State Board of Regents, is also present, and we would like to welcome David L. Bueller, the Commissioner of Higher Education. We're also pleased to have honorary degree recipient and speaker Roger Trinchero in attendance. Past honorary degree recipients, faculty, staff, and student body officers are seated on the floor in front of me. I would especially like to acknowledge our faculty and staff who are retiring this year. We appreciate your dedication and service to the university, and we wish you well in your new endeavors. Let's give them all a round of applause. Welcome, graduates. When you decided to obtain a college degree, you did more than invest in an education. You embarked on a transformational journey. Today, as you celebrate your accomplishment, think of the person you were when you took that first step toward a college education, and think of the person that you have become. You now have a basic set of skills and a growing expertise in your chosen field, but that's just the beginning. You've come to understand that the world is a complicated place. You are better equipped to take on complex problems because you understand that some issues deserve a critical viewpoint. In addition, you can better imagine what the world looks like through someone else's eyes. You have become more empathetic. Your confidence in navigating this world has likely blossomed. Maybe you had the opportunity to study abroad or participate in a community-engaged learning project. Perhaps your professors helped you realize something inside of yourself that you didn't know you possessed. You discovered that you can accomplish great things. The fact that you're sitting here today, mortarboard atop your head, tassel hanging down, is a testament to that fact. And you will continue to accomplish great things and continue to be influenced by your professors and your classmates who are now your colleagues. Attaining an education at Weber State does more than fill your head with knowledge. It transforms your life for good. Graduates, as you receive your diploma, realize that what you have accomplished today enables you to lead a better, more fulfilling, and more satisfying life. In turn, please guide others to better lives. Use your own transformation to help transform others to happier, more capable people. Now I would like to take this opportunity to learn more about the class of 2015. Graduates, this is the interactive part of today's ceremony. Will you help me out? All right. First, graduates, if you are the first in your family to graduate from college, please stand up now. Please be seated. That always gets me right here. Now, please stand if you worked part-time or full-time while attending the university. That's everybody. Thank you. Please be seated. Now please stand if you participated in a service learning project, had an internship, conducted undergraduate research, or completed a capstone or senior project. Stand up. Thank you. Please be seated. Graduates, please stand if you have a job waiting for you or if you're continuing in graduate or professional studies. That's what I like to see. Thank you. Please take your seats. Now please stand if you are a military veteran or active military member. Thank you, sir, for your service to our country. Please be seated. Congratulations to each of you and best wishes for your future. May you make countless other dreams happen for yourselves and for others. Now you will soon have the opportunity to hear from Jamie Hatterley, one of our outstanding graduates of the 2015 class, who will deliver the student address. Following Jamie's remarks, we will view a short video featuring fellow graduates. Then the Board of Trustees Chair, Alan Hall, will present an honorary degree to Roger Trinchero, who will then provide our commencement address. Roger will be followed by a performance of the Weber State University Wind Ensemble. Jamie Hatterley, who is pursuing a dream of becoming a comedic film and television writer, is graduating with her Bachelor of Arts degree in English today. She hopes to inspire others with her works and one day hopes to receive an Academy Award. We'll be waiting to hear about that Oscar nomination, Jamie. Jamie first came to Weber State in 2001 as a theater major and attended until 2005 when life got in the way of her finishing her education at that time. It is a testament to her wildcat spirit and her resilience that she returned to our university last year to finish what she started. Her perseverance serves as an example to us all. After returning, Jamie found a strong mentor in Assistant Professor Shane Griffiths, who saw creative writing talent and guided Jamie toward graduation. I'm proud to know the countless professors like Dr. Griffiths who guide students to their dreams. And I'm proud to introduce Jamie, who expertly demonstrates the high caliber and character of Weber State graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Hatterley.
I want to say bravo to each and every one of you for being here today. You are extraordinary. In a world where instant gratification reigns supreme, each of you decided to work long, difficult hours over many years to obtain your college degree. You accomplished a worthy and incredible goal when you could have just quit. Some of us here are graduating 4 years after completing high school. A zealous few are graduating early. And others, like myself, are here thanks to a second chance to receive a higher education. Whatever your case may be, you are here because you understand that obtaining a higher education is not an obstacle, but an opportunity. Not a burden, but a blessing. You understand that education in this world is essential. And as Kipling said, "You're a better man than I am, Gunga Din." My very first semester at Weber State University was the fall of 2001, and today I'm graduating with a bachelor's degree almost 15 years after the fact. Woohoo! As a freshman, I had it made. I was a full-time student with no job, all the time in the world, and all of the opportunity in the world. And I'm ashamed to say that I squandered it. I thought I knew it all, and I thought I needed a job more than I needed an education. And after 4 years of floating from major to major, I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I left Weber State University to try and make it in the real world. And needless to say, my decision was uneducated. You never realize what you're missing until it's gone. I went out and I had the nerve to be surprised by the fact that the more lucrative jobs out there require a bachelor's degree or higher. And I held every random job, from lasagna assembly at Stouffer's, oh yeah, to selling the world's worst cell phone packages over the phone. Odds are I called many of you during your dinner hour. With every job I held, I felt a barb dig deeper, reminding me of my mistake. When you limit your education, you limit yourself. You limit your opportunities, your skill set, and you limit your life. After a decade passed me by, I never thought I'd have the opportunity to come back to school. However, thanks to fortuitous timing and a very patient husband, I was able to finish what I started almost 15 years ago. It's one of the best decisions I have ever made. Thanks to an incredible group of professors and advisors, I finished my degree in less than a year's time while working a full-time job. This time around, I had something to fight for. I was fighting for my right to a future. And all of us here today have one thing in common. We have all fought for the right to our futures. And today we have won because we earned our degrees. Some of us may fear what life after college may or may not hold. And as someone who lived that life for over 10 years, let me tell you right now that if you have the guts to finish your degree, you have the guts to conquer anything that's out there. Every single one of you deserves the best out of life. You owe it to yourselves and to the future of mankind to keep challenging yourselves. Many of the people in this room are tomorrow's greatest scientific minds, doctors, writers, engineers, and Oscar winners. Do not limit yourself now, because you haven't limited yourself up to this point. Remember the words of Dylan Thomas. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Keep believing in yourselves and never take for granted the tremendous value of your degree. I am so fortunate to be able to stand here among you remarkable college graduates, remembering the words of Alfred Lord Tennyson, "'Tis not too late to seek a newer world. Push off, for my purpose is to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars. That which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Congratulations, heroic graduates. Here's to the rest of our lives. Woo!
I didn't think I would ever be in college just because so many generations before me had never had that opportunity, and I just never thought it was really realistic. A lot of people would say, "You're smart, Shanice, you can do it," and sure enough, I ended up in college, and here I am at graduation. I am the oldest of 14 children, and my family's super proud of me because I'm the only one in my family to get a college degree or to graduate high school.
My graduation is really important to my family, especially my mom. My mom and my dad both grew up in Laos, and they never had the opportunity for an education. And I remember there was a night where my mom was telling me about how she wished she received an education. And because she was the oldest in the family, she was also the nurturer. So she had to help my grandma and my grandpa support the rest of the family. And so she told me about a time when she would go to the school where her brothers and sisters were learning, and she would just tell me how badly she wished that she could learn with them. And so that night I asked her, I said, well, Mom, if you can be anything that you want to be, what would you be? And she said, a teacher. And so I said, okay, I'll become a teacher. And so that's how I decided my major and the field I was going into.
There were a lot of professors that believed in me more than I believed in myself. One, it was my major chair, Dr. Alumni. She sees a lot more in me than I give myself credit for, and it's hard sometimes, but she always tells me that I can do better, and I somehow always meet that standard, so I guess I can.
When I think back to the struggles that my parents had to go through, I feel very blessed. They sacrificed so much so that I could be here, and because of their sacrifices, I'm able to be where I am today.
I love sports. It's been part of my life. It's helped me get through the struggles in my life. I've been an only child, so I've always been close to my parents. As a family, we've gone through some really tough things. My mom battled cancer all her life, and brain tumors, and breast cancer, lung cancer, and in 2010, my mom actually passed away. And so it was a really tough time and really hard to kind of prioritize my life and figure out, what am I gonna do? She loved watching me play sports, but ultimately she knew the bigger picture was to get an education. If I didn't get my homework done, if I wasn't getting good grades, I wasn't going to play my game that night. So to finally be at that end where I'm gonna graduate and make that dream come true and fulfill that dream for myself and my family, it means a lot to me.
My inspiration to graduate from nursing school came from my grandmother. She was in the very first graduating class of Weber State nursing students. My grandma was so excited when I got accepted into the Weber State nursing program. We celebrated together. She also got to see me start nursing school, and then she did pass away unexpectedly a month after I started nursing school, but I want to do this for her. I am graduating from Weber State with my 3rd degree. My education at Weber State has changed me as a person. Before I went into nursing school, I would see a car accident, and I wanted to help, but I didn't know how. I could call 911, I could maybe try and stop bleeding. But a year ago, on the day that I graduated from the Weber State nursing program, I was driving home from graduation and came across a really terrible rollover accident where both people had been ejected from the vehicle, and it was only a mile away from my home. I was the 2nd person on the scene to respond. I was still in my graduation flowers, and I was able to jump out of the car and administer support to these people until Life Flight was able to get there.
When I was playing golf in high school, I wasn't getting recruited by a lot of schools, and to have Weber State offer me a scholarship to come down here and play golf and continue my education, it's just been one of the biggest blessings I've had in my life.
Because of my nursing school education at Weber State, I have the ability, even the duty, to take care of people. And I can assure someone who is hurt in an emergency situation, I am a nurse. I can help you.
My degree is electrical engineering. I'm a big nerd, so I love math and science, and this is the perfect way to apply all of that. Electrical engineering definitely requires a lot of time. I think the biggest struggle that I had was balancing school and my extracurricular activities, balancing football. There were some semesters where I would miss every single lab just because they were during football practice, and I would have to make them up on my own. And anyone who's done labs knows that they're a lot harder when you're on your own than when they are in the actual lab time. And then try to have a social life, which most of the time was non-existent.
So the company we started is Old Town Kitchen, and what we do is we employ homeless mothers to help us make food products like jams and jellies.
We work with the YCC Family Crisis Center in Ogden. We use their kitchen, and we employ some of the ladies who are staying in their domestic violence shelter. And we take in produce that was donated to food pantries, stuff that is excess, that they wouldn't be able to give away and they can't store. And we make jams and jellies, stuff with a longer shelf life, out of this stuff, and we employ homeless moms to help us, and we sell the stuff to pay their salaries. I see my own family in a lot of what we're doing because my family was homeless, and I see my mom and the ladies that we work with, and it's just really an amazing experience.
Weber State has changed me in a lot of better ways. It's really opened my eyes to what really is and what really can become, what I can really do, what my potential is. What I have to do to reach that potential.
It's been my friends from Weber and my professors who have really helped shape me, and Weber showed me that it's okay to open up, be yourself, and follow your passions.
Weber State has given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream of graduating college and being a college athlete.
Weber State has helped me to reach my dreams simply by just providing us with such amazing and incredible professors that are really there for their students and really want them to succeed.
Weber State has been the gateway into my professional career of nursing. They have invested in me.
Weber State to me has been a second chance at things that I never thought I could achieve or do. It's shown me that I'm stronger than I like to give myself credit, and that I can do hard things, and I'm eternally grateful for everything that they've given me.
Hello, Wildcats. How are you today? We will now proceed with the awarding of the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities. This is the highest honor Weber State University confers upon an individual, and we are pleased to award such a degree today. Is that me? I'm going to continue. President White, honored guests, distinguished faculty, it is a recommendation of the Board of Trustees and the faculty of Weber State University that the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities be conferred upon Roger Trincaro. Will Luenda Downs and Nolan Karras, members of the Board of Trustees, escort Mr. Trincaro to the podium and assist in the hoodie. I understand that when you're in the winemaking business, you seek to instill excitement and some complexity and a lasting impression. Roger J. Trincaro invokes all of those things. And much like his dedication to the wine business, Roger's many contributions to his community and alma mater have been rich, varied, and well received. He grew up on a family winery in Napa Valley, and some of you will know its name, Sutter Home. As a young man, he played football at Weber State and previously at UCLA. He was a Weber State linebacker during the storied era of Wildcat football coach Sark. After graduating from Weber State in 1969, he served a tour of duty in Vietnam, and his dedication to his country, as other veterans, has never wavered. He received in 2012 Patriot Award for holding jobs for military employees until they return from the service. In the civilian realm, Roger continues to make his mark. He and his brother expanded Sutter Home from a family-owned winery into the top-selling premium wine brand in the country. In the 1990s, they formed the flagship winery Trinchero Family Estates, which was recognized this year with the Indy International Wine Competition's Winery of the Year trophy. And after all of this success, Roger has contributed immensely to this great alma mater. He was a major contributor to the Marquardt Fieldhouse, which so many Wildcat athletes enjoy today. Everyone, if you please, welcome a wonderful veteran, a businessman, and Weber State alumnus, Roger J. Trinchero. This is one of those things that you get when you're not feeling. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him another warm Weber State welcome. Roger, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank Chairman Hall and the Board of Trustees for this tremendous honor and for the opportunity to speak with you today. If you would have told me back in 1969 when I received my diploma here at Weber State that I would be receiving such a prestigious award at this university, I would have questioned your sanity. You see, my life after graduation turned out to be entirely different from what I had expected, and that's what I'd like to talk to you about today. When I left high school in the summer of 1964, I had two goals in mind. I wanted to be the first person in my family to graduate from college, and I wanted to play football. That was it. I had no other plans and believed I would find out what I wanted to do with my life as time went on. I attended UCLA on a football scholarship my first 2 years in college. Playing football for UCLA was a tremendous experience, and in my sophomore year, our team became the first UCLA team to win in the Rose Bowl by defeating #1 ranked Michigan State on January 1st, 1966. However, as rewarding as my football experience was, my academics left a lot to be desired. And after the spring semester of my sophomore year, I had fallen below acceptable UCLA standards. I left UCLA and entered junior college to concentrate on improving my grades. Coincidentally, my old high school football coach was now the head coach at that junior college, and he asked me to help him coach the defense. That was my first taste of coaching, and I loved it. My future began to take shape from simply wanting to be the first Trinchero to graduate to a desire to pursue a coaching career. When the football season ended and the fall semester was over, I was unsure of what my next move would be. I still wanted to play football, and I had successfully pulled my grades up to standards. Now I had to decide where I was going to finish my collegiate career. It was during a postseason recruiting trip that I met Coach Tom Ramage from Weber State. As the junior college's defensive coach, I was advocating on behalf of our defensive players for his consideration. After reviewing the candidates, Coach Ramage asked me what my plans were. I told him that San Jose State had offered me a scholarship that I was considering. He convinced me not to make a final decision until I had a chance to visit Weber State. Frankly, I had never heard of Weber State, and I was a bit skeptical. But I liked Coach Ramage and decided a trip to Utah to visit the Weber campus and meet the coaches and players was something I ought to do. To this day, I'm not totally sure why I came to Weber. The campus was beautiful, the coaches were great, and the team members I met made me feel like part of a family. All those things certainly contributed to my decision, but I also had a strange feeling inside that Weber State was the right place for me to be at that point in my life. That feeling proved to be a blessing. Weber was a great fit for me as a student athlete. I was able to contribute to our team by starting middle linebacker for my junior and senior years, and continued to improve my grade point average during that time. At the end of my junior year, however, I was faced with a problem. I had decided I wanted to teach school and coach football, but was still unsure what my major should be. Thankfully, I got the help I needed from my counselor, who, after looking at my transcripts and noticing the subjects I excelled in, suggested I major in geography. So that's what I did, even though at the time, I didn't even know you could major in geography. But now my career path was becoming more focused, and I formulated a plan. I wanted to graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in geography, get my teaching credentials back home in California, and then get a high school teaching and coaching job. What I didn't know at the time was that only one part of that plan would be accomplished. Pardon me. I received my Bachelor of Science degree from Weber State in June of 1969 and applied for an assistant coaching job at UC San Diego. I got the job and then proceeded to enroll in graduate school at San Diego State to pursue my teaching credential. Everything was falling into place and my career plan was right on track. But I was soon to learn sometimes the good Lord can have a different plan. After graduation, I went home for the summer and was preparing to head off to San Diego when I got a phone call from the head coach. He said, "I've got some bad news. UC San Diego has decided to do away with their football program, and we're out of a job." Well, that news was definitely a blow to my career plan. I needed the income from that coaching job to pay for my graduate school. So when the income disappeared, I had to scrub my plan to attend San Diego State. Now I didn't know what to do. The family winery really couldn't afford to hire me because it was a small operation, and my dad and older brother were barely getting by in the business. So I went to Los Angeles, stayed with some friends, and worked at a few odd jobs until the inevitable happened. I got my draft notice. In case you missed it in history class, back in the 60s and 70s, during the Vietnam War, the U.S. Army would induct able-bodied men into military service unless they had a deferment of some kind. When I was in school, I had a student deferment, but as soon as I graduated and failed to enter graduate school, that deferment was gone, and I became eligible to serve at the request of the U.S. Army. As I sat on a bus heading for Army boot camp at Fort Ord, California, in early January 1970, I recall thinking to myself that this was a far cry from what my plans had been when I left the friendly confines of Weber State. Frankly, at that point in my life, I was afraid. Not so much of being in the Army, but afraid of not knowing what my future would be now that my perfect career plan was but a memory. It was a long bus ride, however, and by the time we rolled into Fort Ord, I had accepted my situation and decided to do the best I could, whatever I was about to face. I'm not sure why, but deep down I had the feeling that everything was going to be okay. I was honorably discharged from the U.S. Army at the end of 1971, 2 months early after serving a tour in Vietnam. Not knowing what my next move would be, I decided to put off any quick decisions and to travel to Europe to see the many places I had learned about in my geography classes. I spent 4 fantastic months backpacking around Europe and North Africa, soaking in the local culture of every place I visited. It was a wonderful escape from the reality of my then rudderless life, but it was also a great learning experience. When I returned home in June of 1972, my thought was to work at the family winery just long enough to decide what my next career move would be. It was during that time that my life would take on a whole new direction. You see, during the 2 years I was in the military, the family business began to grow. And in 1972, when I returned from Europe, my brother Bob told me he needed help to continue the success the winery was experiencing. I agreed to help out temporarily until I decided what I was ultimately going to do with my life. What I was about to discover about myself came as a total surprise. My brother was the winemaker and needed help on the sales and marketing end of the business. Although I had no sales and marketing experience, I took on the challenge. Brother Bob would make the wine, we would work together to bottle and package it, and then I would deal with our wholesale and retail customers. As I got more comfortable in my job and began developing very strong relationships with our customers, I realized that I was getting a lot of personal satisfaction in being part of a family business. The hours were long, but the business was steadily growing, and any thoughts of another career were quickly fading away. It wasn't long before I came to realize that I was really enjoying myself doing something that I had never considered as a possibility while trying to develop my career plan. I had realized I found a career I truly loved. Life was good for me and our family back then, but we were about to find out it was going to get a whole lot better. During the harvest of 1972, my brother made a small amount of white wine made from a red grape. It was called White Zinfandel, and it would dramatically change our lives. A local wine merchant liked it and bought about half of the 250 cases we produced. We were excited about the sale, but even more excited about the positive reaction we got from the consumers who bought the wine. We decided in 1974 to expand our production in our local California markets. And in 1975, we made White Zinfandel available to all our markets across the nation. The result was nothing short of miraculous. We began doubling our production every year, and soon White Zinfandel was the #1 selling varietal wine in the country. Thanks to the success of White Zinfandel, we were able to grow our Sutter Home brand into national prominence. Then we began developing other brands and eventually placed all our brands under the name of Conferral Family Estates. From a small mom-and-pop winery selling about 8,000 cases in 1972, we have grown to become the 4th largest winery in the United States and the 2nd largest that is family-owned. Today, our yearly sales are in excess of 18 million cases, representing over 40 different brands. Throughout the years, my job title has changed from general manager to vice president, from vice president to president, and from president to chairman CEO. but my commitment has remained unchanged. It's the commitment I have for a career I truly love. A career that I would have never expected when I left Weber State so many years ago. A career that as I approach retirement, I can look back on with maybe a few regrets and maybe a few missed opportunities, but definitely with a tremendous feeling of accomplishment and a whole lot of joy. I believe that is ultimately what we all want to find in our chosen careers. You have studied hard and are about to walk away from Weber State with a degree in your chosen field, fully expecting to carve out a career in that field. And I suspect that's exactly what will happen for most of you. However, like me, many of you will be faced with situations beyond your control that will alter your plans. My message to you is that sometimes God's plan for us is not what we initially envisioned for ourselves. Be flexible in life's journey and make the best of what life lays before you. Unforeseen situations may present opportunities that you had not thought about before. They can be the genesis of a career direction that you had not considered. They can reveal your true life's calling. Remember, it's okay to plan for the future. Just don't count on the outcome. You may find your true calling is not what you thought it would be. But when you find it, own it, embrace it, and nurture it. And someday you'll look back and see a life well lived, filled with satisfaction and joy. Congratulations, graduates, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Weber State University Wind Ensemble, and thank you, Roger Trincaro, for your inspiring remarks. We always have to be ready for the unexpected. We will now proceed with the presentation of candidates for graduation by Provost Madon Minor.
Will the candidates receiving an associate's degree please rise? That's all of you in purple. Will the candidates receiving a bachelor's degree please rise? And last but not least, will the candidates receiving a master's degree please rise? President White, as Provost of Weber State University, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present these candidates who have completed all requirements of the certificates and degrees indicated in the program of the day and thus are deemed worthy of this distinction.
In the name of Weber State University, upon the recommendation of its faculty and by the authority of the Utah State Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the appropriate certificate and degree indicated in the program of the day. As a symbol of your achievement, will all of the graduates please move the tassels from the right side of your caps to the left side? The graduates for certificates, associates, baccalaureate, and master's degrees will be presented by the dean of each of the academic colleges, the director of the Bachelor of Integrated Studies program, and the associate provost. You may please take your...
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the graduates who are earning a Bachelor of Integrated Studies degree. Graduates, please come forward.
Kendra Lee Fowler. Courtney Joanne Foley. See if Rob's got any. Heidi Marie Alatro. Dana Lee Thompson. Tylee A. Call. Megan Elizabeth Yates. Valine Nye. Jana Elizabeth Trovato. Jesse Milgate. Derek Sandberg. Delon Craig Martin. Nathaniel S. Peterson. Tyler J. Tarico. Antonio Begay. Natalie Almeida Martin.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the graduates from the Talitha E. Lindquist College of Arts and Humanities. The first degree to be awarded will be the Masters in English graduates. Graduates, all of you, please come forward.
Leisha Lindsay.
Robin Nielsen.
Stephanie Louise Knighton.
Matthew D. Garish.
Aubrey Ann White.
Jordan Stewart.
Devon J. Trujillo. Sierra McElprang.
Jennifer Solveig Perry.
Caitlin Margaret Blacker.
Stephanie A. Taylor.
Just do first class. Lavinia Malakamu.
Roxanne Paulson.
Carly McKinnon.
Cassandra Nicole Arvidsson Gonzalez.
Anthony Pham.
Marianne Asmus Robach.
Michelle Strickland.
Saran Mustafa Kurdi.
Emily Corbett.
Rick Joseph Baird.
Michael Richard Faraci.
Michael Mitchell R. Nall.
Kyle Lemon.
Stephen Tyrone Perry.
Amberly Dyer.
Hayden George Van Meeteren.
Isaac Paul Farley.
Kylie Coates.
Shaylin Eileen Moser.
Sarah Jackson.
Kelsey Lee Mooney.
Spencer Paul Nielsen.
Kelsey Lynn Christofferson.
Bailey Brianne King.
Tyson D. Pendleton.
Blake Bischoff.
Nicholas Parks Graham.
Jessica Lauren Mullis.
Kellen B. Hallows.
Holly M. Morfitt.
Casey Chappelle Straw.
Nestor Hernan Robles Rangel.
Kesley Lynn Marchant.
Tess Jean Woodward.
Jennifer Ronan.
Drew K. Bingham.
Jesse Jensen.
Eric Ballard Murdoch.
Hugo Luviano.
Derek K. Cooper.
Spencer Wolf Corbett.
Martha Mary Holzenbeck.
Amelia Lewis.
Christine J. Joffre.
Elizabeth Hanson.
Macaulay J. Flint.
Abigail Williams.
Chloe Kinney.
Brianne Johnson.
Scott Arthur Stevens.
Mark Douglas.
Kendi Ann Dodds Vater.
Amy Ann Vidmar.
Jana Green Robinson.
Diana Letitia Ibarra Garcia.
Brody Jace Tate.
Manuela Ladrido Perez.
Cooper Dean Clements.
Jamie Hatterley.
Nicole Ray Walker. Maggie Jordan. Daisy Viveros. Soraya Guadalupe Luna. Rocio Hernandez. Jake T. Speth.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the graduates of the College of Science. Graduates, please come forward.
Jeremy Allen Matthews.
Alina Ray Thomas.
Cherise Marie Thalman.
Shelley Barker.
Brittany R. Gines.
Stephanie T. Cernock.
Gregory J. College.
John R. Cousins.
Nicholas J. Friddle.
Angela Holbrook.
Aaron McKenzie Tuller.
Marissa Michelle Walker.
Raquel D.
Brittany Nicole Later.
Daniel A. Chavez.
Andrew Thomas Delks.
Michelle D. Spencer.
Keith J. Williams.
Brittany Heather Roberts.
Michelle Henson.
Heather Gardner.
Jeremy Paul Huckleberry.
Kevin Christopher Rafferty.
Landon Sheffield.
Bart Aaron Hancock.
Alyssa May Jack.
Joshua Hanson.
Trevor L. Garrett.
Kimberly N. Louder.
Allie K. Singer.
Daniel Keith Atkinson.
Nicholas Dean Drysdale.
Evan Patrick Drage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the graduates of the College of Engineering, Applied Science, and Technology. Graduates, please come forward.
Ethan Charles Smith.
Chase Scott Hagman.
Joshua Russell.
Colton Smith.
Colin L. Welker.
Jacob A. Wilson.
Cody Allen Squadroni.
Ty 2.
Chase Kenneth Samali.
Kyle Horsepool.
Robert G. Henniger.
Adam J. Smith.
Daniel Jesse Broderick.
Joseph Andrew Tucker.
Carly Bohm Fogel.
Justin Knighton.
Abdul Abziz Halawaji.
Bruce Howard Nakai.
John A. Allred.
Stuart Pickett.
Jason Manuel Pontus. Eduardo Cristobal. Lane Reed. Pho Huan To.
Landon R. Deelstra.
Chase Brian Jernigan.
Bo Bolin.
Matthew Brian Wheelwright.
John R. Peterson.
Alexis S. Archuleta.
Jackson C. Anderson.
Heidi Elizabeth Ollinger.
Alberto Apolinar Ochoa Rivera.
Cody Tess Forsey.
David Stringham.
Timothy Spute.
Lisa Janelle Malevsky.
Braxton Mark Willie.
Kaylee Marie Patterson.
Patrick Colin Marks.
Jake Smith.
Joe Ross Labato.
Brady L. Wilcox.
Angela Gail Wade.
Brian William Messer.
Patrick Angel Salazar.
Jason K. Brent.
Abdul Aliz Alawalis.
Elise Brummett.
Alex Shoemate.
Alan Michael Higgs.
Nathan K. Lindeman.
Fahad Al-Subiat.
Tyler V. Hardy.
Sammy Alanzi.
Kimberly Hershey Tarico.
Christian Brent Johns.
Paul Anthony Lind.
Tyler Shane Williams.
Nate Halliday.
Holly Richens Burns.
Sarah Alicia Pickett.
Julianne Shafto.
Daniel E. Prescott.
Mark Loosley.
Andrew Bills.
Matthew J. Barker.
Jared N. Elder.
Tyler Andrick.
David McCracken.
Jacob James Hamblin.
Richard Winder Jorgensen.
Derek Jackson.
Tyler J. Meek.
John Philip Garrett.
Dustin J. Little.
Gabriel William Ladeau.
Jacob Ivan Kraus.
Jared R. Christensen.
Andrew Porter.
Adam David Masur.
Andre Amidov.
Rick Lee.
Alexander James Gabello.
Jared Nicholas Smith.
Matthew Sterling Rich.
Cassiano Alexander Trujillo.
Khalid Alatawi.
Stephen Sangkoy.
Mohammed Alamrani.
Salvan Warachun.
Hassan Al-Qadahi.
Joseph Daniel Rich.
Dalton Musgrave.
Rashad Abdullah S. Alamshad.
Jake D. Abel.
Mashari Ali S. Almashad.
Justin Arnold Call.
Ali Ibrahim A. Alqualaf.
Kelby J. Sayer.
Michael Ray Martin.
Michael Woods.
Justin Dean Hull.
Tarong Pham Nguyen.
Jaron Dennis Richens.
Kirsten Dawn Bateman.
Benjamin J. Miner.
Carolyn Dirtchie.
Cassie Woods.
Jaden Douglas Rasmussen.
Chad R. Lessie.
Corey Wamhoff.
Rachel Ann Wilcox.
Elizabeth Adams.
Michael B. Dove.
Jefferson Moyano.
Joseph R. Stam.
Rachel Sue Bryant.
Rick D. Bowman. Paul Olson. Sarah C. Peterson. Katie E. Marks. Dennis N. Kernett.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next group of graduates we will recognize are those who are receiving the Associate of Arts or the Associate of Science in General Studies. Graduates, come forward.
Emily Hoffmeister.
Sydney Elise Ward.
Philip P. Kane.
Amy Lee Price.
Larissa Cruz Giron.
Spencer Tiramoto.
Joshua M. Griffin.
Wyatt Scott Hansen.
Catherine Lee Edwards.
Tyrone Jones.
Brianna Dorothy Bailey.
Michael L. Hunsaker.
Brittany Jo Williams.
Michaela Nicole Schaefer.
Angela Lynn Ramirez.
Samantha Jade Hooker.
Isabella Pignataro.
Joanne Amy Holmes.
Brianna June Hall Dreyer.
Maria F. Ramirez.
Catherine Ann Christofferson.
Cora Aurelia Hawkins.
Greg Alonzo Marchant.
Stephanie Don Feldowski.
Tiffany Ann Jackson.
Emily Criswell.
Austin Nathaniel Towns.
Jacob E. D. Felice.
Stacy M. Anderson.
Atahansene Oriana Baker.
Genesis Cruz Juarez.
Ann Carter Valverde.
Marissa Brooke Questerite.
Arlene Marie Smith.
Mela Falau.
Emily Jane Nerden.
JC Funk.
Karina Alejandra Barola.
Ashton Marie Jackson.
Elizabeth Hunter Olson.
Thomas Richard Stedman.
Angela Westover Hunter.
Mark Alstrom.
Jacqueline Katie Brooks.
Misha L. Kendall.
Ashley Morgan Burns. Brika Joe Garcia.
Suzanne Aguiana.
Michaela Amber Gordon.
Deborah Marie Farley.
Caitlin Joe Heyman.
Alicia Marie Schofield.
Miranda Speth.
Jacqueline Woods.
Jesus Garcia.
Karen Sue Gibbs.
Brianna Sue Davis.
Kelly Dean.
Natalie Barcelo.
Allie Harding.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates from the John B. Goddard School of Business and Economics. The first degrees to be awarded will be the Master of Business Administration, Master of Accounting, and Master of Taxation degrees. Graduates, please come forward.
Traylyn Christensen.
Ashley Henkins.
Jeffrey John Robertson.
Sean K. Cottle.
Sean Allen Franzen.
Alexa Hurd.
Landa Rochelle McClure.
Adam Michael Hurst.
Andrew Sproul.
Megan Rader.
Brittany Yerk.
Sean Bellamy Hall.
Levi Shepard.
Jeffrey O. McMillan.
Tony Pett.
Marjorie Bromé.
Brian R. Grange.
Shane W. Rasband.
Jason Garcia San Juan.
Austin D. Sackett.
Scott Buxton.
Riley Gus Hart.
Lander Woodward.
Adam Griffin.
Quinn B. Jensen.
That's lovely. Jessica Lynn Patria.
Colby H. Jensen.
Elizabeth Houts.
Blake Guy Tolman.
Daniel Gerardo Patino.
Chad B. Elam.
Daxon J. Workman.
Jacob D. Fuller.
Munraya Abdulrahman A. Aludahadan.
Brock Don Dearden.
Callie E. Abing.
Lindsay Vernon Brassfield.
Zane Ryan Wright.
Kurt Raleigh Kunzler.
Heather M. Brisky.
Lucas Anthony Hiltner.
Rebecca Irene Garrett.
Layla Alisa.
Eric G. Turnbridge.
Allison Checketts.
Farron Eugene Jenkins.
Jenna Fuchs Mortensen.
Jason Blake.
Seth Q. Daimler.
Isaac Akers III.
Travis Colvin.
Yuta Sekiguchi.
Brock E. Abel.
Colby Naaman McCloyne.
Bridger Gary Parkin.
Luke Patrick King.
Roy Horsley.
Angela Marie Sakara.
Derek J. Knighton.
Carl E. Mickelson.
Matthew J. Johnson.
John T. Ekstrom.
Nicholas Ryan Valdez Perez.
Nicholas B. Allen.
Michael Chikara Johnson.
Lane B. Nelson.
Mariana Patricia Claire Troy.
Cameron Brown.
Brittany L. Hopkins.
Jordan Daniel Westbrook.
Stephen Charles Lee.
Tyler L. Weaver.
Parker Allen.
Jennifer P. Lukler.
Derek Adam Monkers.
Jordan W. Cisna.
Alan Smith.
Anthony Sean Evans.
Jed Breinholt.
Joel Randall Child.
Sean G. Bowen.
Matthew Owen Daly.
Selena Renee Hadfield.
Kelly Louise Ormond.
Spencer W. Adams.
Darren Tucker Campbell.
Joel G. Peterson.
Mason Michael Page.
Nicholas Budenvi Tongrit.
Sion Wu.
Ashley Noel Stone Marshall.
Kan Jang.
Laura Carolyn Summerall.
Caden Travis Howell.
Jayu Yu. Shinchao Wu. Ichi Shu. Ming Ji. Christopher J. Geiger.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the graduates of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. The first degree to be awarded is the Master of Criminal Justice. Graduates, please come forward.
Patrick Lee.
Ashley Nicole Robertson.
Noah Latin. Richard P. Evans, Jr.
Diana Lynn Eastman.
Lena Sarah Wimby.
Rachel Lynn Kanani Hussey Gee.
Brittany Ann Price.
Stacy Barnett.
Shelby Marie Lawson.
Brianna Lynn Safeston.
Cheryl Lee Knight.
Monica Ann Clifton.
Tanisha Roberts.
Elizabeth Constance Saucedo.
Melissa Stockton.
Rachel Ann Plum.
Deanna Logie.
Audrey Ann Hunter.
Carrie Dudley.
Cecilia T. Gutierrez.
David Stephen Slight.
Andrea Dirker.
Shanisa Lachi Gibson.
Deborah Istan.
Jennifer J. Croft.
Randy S. Ferlin.
Dallas B. Barrett.
Celeste Helen McClanahan.
Jonathan McKenzie Taylor.
April Emily Murrer.
Erica Kausler Nichols.
Liufa U. Ross. Ulipi.
Megan B. Pollock.
Samantha Megan Harms.
Eduardo Murillo.
Keisha Lucas.
Kyle R. Watkins.
Travis Campbell.
Alexa Gallegos.
Jeffrey Blaine Hawkins.
Thomas Michael Warub.
Michael A. Morris.
Alicia Rich.
Jonathan R. Atkin.
Ashley Ann Tanner.
Keith Patrick Newsom.
Colby James Black.
Glenn Barnes.
Kylie Hess.
Shaylee Simmons.
Miranda Rochelle Reynolds.
Zachary Stephen Jolly.
Cassandra Joe Calford.
Julie Manning Barker.
Vaifoa Leia Laita Foia.
Courtney Schultz.
Shane David Turnbow.
Anastasia Marie Pili.
Jordan W. Snook.
Trenton R. Ingersoll.
Diane Wood.
Anne Lorraine Ferguson.
Daniel Dwight Matthews.
Jordan Ann Jensen.
Megan Chard.
Tara Idella Mart.
Kylie D. Tilby.
Chelsea Lee North.
Zach Lewis Harris.
Twishika Monique Delaney.
Seth Peterson.
Jennifer Joy Critchlow.
Gregory Jerome Steed.
Spencer Newell Malin. Sean Michael Marshall. Walter Michael Rosio. Shane R. Hines. Isabel Huertas. Brian Cole. Timothy J. Alger Jr. Nicholas Daniel Wood. Alexis Jolene Smith. Christine Jean Unitoa. Jamie Lee Chapman. Gavin Reese. Cheyenne Clater. Cameron Lee Page. Jacob Tippett. Kenneth Scott Roten. Kevin S. Kennington. Ashley Sabina Colley. Etta Ivan Chavez. Etta Ivan Chavez. Oscar Faustino Sanchez. Clinton E. Tibbetts. Mackenzie Moser.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduates of the Jerry and Vicki Moyes College of Education. The first degree to be awarded will be the Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction. Will the graduates please come forward?
Daniel M. Check.
Billy Joe Peterson.
Rainey Lynn Ingram.
Gina K. Lott.
Sheila Simcoe.
Mark Merrill Homer.
Ariel Renee Olson.
Katie Peterson.
Kyle Jurian Priest.
Jessica Passy.
Sarah Elizabeth Sackett.
Madison Keltner.
Jordan Robinson.
Kendra Marie Epperson.
Devin Matthew Frankie.
Amy Morby.
Evan G. Stewart and Everly.
Caitlin Anderson.
Crystal S. Ingersoll.
Lucas Merrill Weichert.
Jonathan Willis.
Jonathan Tarzan Carlson.
Audrey Biggs.
Kylie Hogue.
Alyssa Ann Fouts.
Camille Dennis.
Chantel Skeen.
Kate Costley Drake.
Sarah Lynn Reed.
Lindsay Ritchie Child.
Hillary Jean Smith.
Jordan Lynn Tate.
Holly Christine McEwen.
Amy Summers.
Anna Keatsman.
Jennifer Stark.
Melissa Ashley Dye.
Pania Christine Herr.
Chelsea Lania Wood.
Catherine Jane Brewer.
Sharon K. Emmert.
Caitlin Diane Esplin.
Cassidy Lynn McCowan.
Patricia Barrientes.
Sandra Marie Barnum.
Callie Randall.
Rebecca Sue Nelson.
Bailey Thomason Shees.
Megan Catherine Schwinghammer.
Hillary Rose Robertson.
William J. Bullard.
Wendy Ann Johnson.
Chantel Marie Stangard.
Hannah Christine Hoover.
Desiree Sadako Woodfield.
Kilipintu Sisa Garrison.
Angela Debbie Paul.
Megan Kathy Voorhees.
Heather Lehman.
Alyssa Gail Hemuli.
Lindsay Carter Christensen. Kylie Lynn Cottle. New college.
Way to go, your deanship.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the graduates from Dr. Ezekiel R. Dumke College of Health Professions. The first degree to be awarded will be Master of Health Administration and Master of Science in Nursing. Graduates, please come forward and congratulations.
Christopher S. Wiggins. Joanna Smith Stevens. Amy Lene Crosland. Angelina Marie Holden. Ashley K. Williams.
Those aren't masters? Okay, come
Heather Marie Brown.
Damon A. Garso.
Cami Smith.
Camry Henson.
Joelle Chevrier.
Tracy Marie Truitt.
Arlene L. Weglinski.
Megan Tamara Yarrington.
Matthew Donati.
Nicholas C. Gittins.
Abby Taylor.
Tisha L. Chacon.
Mackenzie Isbell Hickenlooper.
Caitlin Reed.
Jonathan Kirkman.
Trista Brooke Matheson.
Trisha Dawn Small.
Jamie Nozak.
Shelby Bowen.
Cade Klein Horton.
Jason Taylor Lang.
David Chandler Millward.
Elise Wilkinson.
Mindy Walker.
Dustin Wade.
Tanya Oakleberry.
Paola Rampton.
Angela Daly.
Danielle Dell Butler.
Nicole Dorr.
Rebecca Page Vanderhoeven.
Heather L. Wright.
Jake Durfee Snackenberg.
Harvey Agdepa Barut.
Jana Renee McMurdy.
Mark Cook Harris.
Kelly Michelle Roper.
Austin Vaughn Allred.
Sarah Benson Parker.
Kirsten Johnson.
Kristen Marie Oki.
Cassie J. Bugnier.
Misty Lorraine Ellis.
Tiffany Lynn Haggerty.
Chelsea Ann Jenkins.
Megan Marie Hutzler.
Amy B. Martinez.
Caitlin Call Staker.
Jacob J. Scott.
Lucy L. Peterson.
Anastasia Rose Hartford.
Lindsay Kathleen Walters.
Rachel Adelina Stagg.
Elizabeth Anderson.
Sherry Myers.
Paul S. Page.
Brad Sears.
Sydney Andrew Sager.
Jason L. Cox.
Suri Ann Johnson.
Richard Scott.
Bonnie Barker.
Jennifer Falslev.
Elliot John Mart.
Daisha Lynn Marsh.
David E. Hanks.
Audrey M. Stokes.
Hamed Abdul Rashid Ashur.
Jonathan Holloway.
Darcy M. Porter.
Monique Kayoko Mayada.
Lauren Bybee.
Katie Clemson.
Jonathan P. Stokes.
Brianna Elizabeth Lehman.
Eric Douglas Merrill.
Jeffrey L. Reese.
Melissa A. Wilson.
Wasaif Albuquerque.
James Murray.
Danielle Marie Geraldo.
Jill Hatch.
Andrea Nicole Moore.
Taylor Caitlin Wood.
Sierra Lee.
Kristen Godfrey.
Mackenzie Monkers.
Haura Alisa.
Michelle Catherine Jordan.
Marky J. Sandel.
Jenny Mae Ellsworth.
Tina L. Coleman.
Du Tron.
Valerie Pierce Wilkes.
Holly Denos.
Paul K. Cowan.
Rebecca R. Barr.
Jonathan N. Ashby.
Emily Maxfield.
Don Downing.
Marilyn Dennison.
Jimmy L. Merkley.
Deborah Malam McCann.
Teresa Miles.
Haley Nicole Hansen.
Amber Deanne John.
Carly Mae Layton.
Trista LeMay Leggett.
Danielle Henderson.
Charlene Elizabeth Desmond.
Michelle K. Cummings.
Amber Chanel Kennedy.
Diane Allison Sotomayor.
Casey Lynn Dixon.
Dorian Danielle Gillette.
Tori Ray Cypers.
Jackie Patino Size.
Kaylee Ann Buse.
Camille Tolman Stott.
Katie D. Workman.
Tanisha Walker.
Jamie Mikesell McKinley.
Kelsey Mariah Perkins.
Tesla Ann Parker.
Chance Copeland Cottrell.
Lauren Marie Wheeler.
Angie Buckway.
Alexandra Nicole Hecht.
Pollyann Napoli.
Tanya Ramage.
Michelle Hinks. Lindsay Allen.
Julie Von Weber.
Leodell Mayez,
Justin M. Woodruff,
Ashley Kennard,
Bryant D. Roop,
Tracy Bernard,
Tiffany K. Wood,
Brian Payne,
Becca Fackrell,
Danielle Van Komen,
Catherine R. Young,
Gina Dalton,
Michelle Taylor,
Tracy R. Olson,
Amanda Davies,
Abby Frajum,
Angelina Shamway,
Kimberly Christine Nielsen,
Michelle Evans,
Kristen Bull Avery,
Alec Marie Lang,
Amanda Ray Laws,
Kayla Ann Davis,
Hillary Enfield Lamb,
Chad F. Argyle,
Benjamin Lush,
Brandon Avery,
Cindy Marie Arnold,
Lindsay G. Mortensen,
Ashley Daniels,
Laura S. McGurk,
Catherine Grace Wallace,
Melinda K. Steiner,
Stephanie Nicole Gillespie,
Jeremy Eric Gillen,
Nathan A. Leiniger,
Thea Lynn Anderson,
Caitlin M. Bybee,
Andrea Rachel Craig,
Shauna Chapel Pace,
Shayana Caitlin Perry,
Peyton Rusty Coombs,
Colby Weldon Bostock,
Matthew Graham House,
Elisa L. Balt,
Emmy Jo Kemp,
Nina M. Sousley,
Kiva Ramsey,
Catherine Elizabeth Farber, Amber Cherwich, Rachel Aline Taylor, Kenny Nicole Harding, Jeanette Alarcon, Rebecca Lefevre Sims,
Graduates, although the journey you have taken has been a transformative one thing has remained constant: the support that you have received. Your graduation today is a personal achievement, but one that would have not been possible without the family, friends, faculty, staff, and others who supported you. Graduates, let's give those who supported you a big round of applause. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Heather Hales, President of the Weber State Alumni Association, to come forward.
On behalf of the Weber State University Alumni Association, it is my sincere pleasure to congratulate our graduates. All that hard work, all those late nights of study have paid off. You have a degree in your hand. Commencements are steeped with tradition, and one of the traditions here at Weber State is for the president of the Alumni Association to invite all alumni of Weber State University to stand and be recognized. And this is that time. So I invite all alumni out there, please stand and let us applaud you, and that includes our graduates now. Thank you. Thank you. What an extraordinary group to be a part of. Weber State University alumni. For over 125 years, this institution has been a place where dreams were born, nurtured, realized, and empowered for so many people. So graduates, as you celebrate the incredible accomplishment you have reached, as you celebrate the people who helped you reach that accomplishment, remember to celebrate the place where it all happened, your alma mater, Weber State. Graduates, we invite you, our new alumni, to join the Weber State Alumni Association. You are an important part of this institution, and we want to get to know you. We want you to stay connected, and we want to provide you with career and networking support. So please join us. Your alumni membership will keep you updated on events. We'll invite you we'll keep you updated on happenings, invite you to events, and provide you with career support. It is also a way for you to give back, because your membership will help support future students as they work toward their own graduation. Supporting students, providing programs for academic success, and ultimately a degree is what Weber State does. It did it for you. Celebrate the degree you earned, celebrate the place where you earned it, and graduates, we celebrate you. You are now and forever a Wildcat.
Thank you, Heather. We appreciate everyone who has planned, organized, and participated in the commencement ceremony. I'd like to give a special shout out to Bev Rudd, who's done a tremendous job of putting this together. If there's anybody in the audience who would like an additional program, they will be available at Portal 14 up here. You may pick them up after the conclusion of this commencement. For those who would like to view the entire ceremony, please refer to page 23 in your program for information on watching the commencement on Weber State's YouTube channel. Alumni, now that's you graduates, although today represents a transformation into a better life, I encourage you to continue your connection with Weber State University. No matter where you go in life, realize that Weber State will be here for you. You may always return to learn, to foster relationships with faculty, to support students who follow in your footsteps, and to take part in Weber State activities. You will always be a part of Weber State University, a place that helped you transform your life for good. Now, would you please join the Weber State University Wind Ensemble conducted by Dr. Shannon Roberts and student vocalist Christine Warren in singing our school song, Purple and White. Now, for those of you who have not yet memorized Purple and White, there will be one last quiz before you graduate. I'm just kidding. The words and music are printed on the inside back cover of your program. The recessional by the graduates will then conclude the 146th commencement exercises of Weber State University. The audience, platform guests, and faculty should remain standing during the recessional. Please rise for our school song, Purple and White.